as we developed as a band, the songs got a little bit more to the point and better written. Yeah, instead of trying to jam every single idea in there. Death metal, extreme metal is so big and popular in Indonesia, it's ridiculous. The crowd was maybe 25, 30,000 people.
Oh, crap, really?
I don't view Psycroptic as a tech death band. These days anyway.
Yeah.
So we're not making things technical for technicality's sake. This is the music that comes out. There's something about creativity that's innately human. And I think it's the imperfection actually makes it perfect. We never take any of this sort of stuff for granted. That's still so absurd for us that we get to travel around the world and play music to people.
Welcome to Metalheads. Today we'll be heading all the way over to Tasmania, Australia to catch up one of Tech Death's most influential bands, Psycroptic. For more than 2 decades, Psycroptic have built a legacy on precision, groove, and relentless innovation, consistently evolving while staying true to their identity. They have an upcoming album called The Pulse of Annihilation, reaching a new creative peak, blending technicality, atmosphere, and sheer aggression into what they describe as their most epic and grooviest release to date. Joining us today is the co-founder and drummer, Dave Haley. Did I say that right?
You did?
Cool.
Perfect. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks for coming on, man. That's awesome. So we already spoke about the football a bit earlier, so we won't talk about that.
The soccer.
Soccer. Yeah, sorry. I was specifically told to say football. So, all right. So let's get this going. So we'll kind of go over some questions, and I'm going to be jumping all over the place. So,
yeah, sure.
Perfect. I noticed that every album has 9 songs.
You're the first person to notice that.
Okay. Are you really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So is there a reason for that?
No, it's just I think after 2 albums and we realized there was 9 songs on the first 2, it's like,
I mean,
let's just keep this a thing.
I think it's a good length, man. Like, honestly, like for death metal, I think like keeping it around like 9 songs is pretty good. Yeah.
It's kind of perfect. Yeah.
It is exactly. So Pulse of Annihilation, that's a really cool album title. Like, what's the meaning behind that?
I guess it came out of the song title Annihilation Pulse, and we're literally just kicking it around on tour, like trying to come up with a name. And that I don't even remember who suggested it. It just came out, and it's like, ooh, it's different, but it's very cool.
It's very cool,
and it stuck for a while. And it's like, okay, that's the one.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was looking at the track titles, like even Pulse Annihilation, I was like, wow, that's a good name. It's a really good one.
Yeah.
So I noticed when I was going through discography, I noticed that there's 2 kind of unique shifts in your discography. One of them is I first noticed at Observant, you guys kind of like, you guys kind of put more breathing room in in your songs, but still being super technical. And the next I noticed was at the Fantastic As the Kingdom Drowns. So were those changes kind of deliberate? Because like when I heard As the Kingdom Drowns, I was like, holy shit, why isn't this band bigger? Like that is a amazing album, man. You guys have kept that up since. So like, was that a deliberate change or maturity or growth as musicians?
Probably a little bit of a combination of the both. Like it's pretty natural or organic the way we write. And as you get older, you kind of want things to be a little bit more catchy and a bit more groovy.
Yeah.
Early on, we were definitely a little bit too technical, maybe. Something like Symbols of Failure is just out of hand.
Yes.
Some people love it, and there's some really killer moments on it. But and it was super fun to play, super fun to record. Maybe personally not my cup of tea to listen to these days. If I'd rather listen to Bolt Thrower.
Okay, sure.
Than a super technical album. Right? Yeah. But I guess as we developed as a band, and I think as Joe's skill as an engineer, because he records all the albums, improved. And as a producer, I guess, yeah, that's the song's got a little bit more, just more to the point and better written. Instead of trying to jam every single
Yeah.
idea in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's kind of what I
just
noticed.
yeah. The early stuff is still cool, still fun, and some people say it's their favorite stuff, and it's like, yeah, killer. But the natural progression, we still enjoy it, and we still just love writing music.
That's awesome.
So it's very organic. I guess the shift in the sound. We don't really sit down and consciously go, okay, it has to sound like this. But there's probably definitely a bit of we should not try to jam every single idea into this one song. Like, let's just space it out a bit. Does this part really need to be in here? So a lot more self-editing, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so that kind of leads into my next question is, do you think like younger musicians, especially ones doing the kind of tech death, kind of confuse complexity for good songwriting?
I think it definitely can happen.
Yeah.
We probably fell into that little bit of a trap. These days, just speaking about us,
Mhm.
I don't think our songs are particularly technical in a complexity way.
Mhm.
That's just how Joe writes his riffs. His riffs are very intricate. So there's technicality and there's intricacy. So our song structures are probably a little bit more, closer to an AC/DC song structure
Yeah.
than a Disgorge or Spawn of Possession song structure these days. But his riffing style that's just his style. So for better or worse, sometimes we do get lumped in the tech death category where I think we're these days probably closer to like a thrash band. There's a lot of thrashy elements, and we all love different styles of music, and it just comes together.
Yeah,
It's great.
that
Yeah.
is something I did notice. Like you guys, the first two albums I would say are much more tech death. And as you were saying, maturing, I was like, oh, it's still there, but I was like, man, this is like you guys could kind of said, okay, we're Psycroptic, we're stepping away from it. We're gonna be our own pillar now. That's what I kind of got as the later stuff.
Yeah, it was just it comes back, not to overuse the term, but it was just a very natural sort of
Yeah.
progression. We don't shun the genre itself,
Yeah.
but I think these days we've found that we can work on any bill in terms of a live setting.
Yeah.
We can go out with a band like Arcspire,
Oh yeah.
and then we can also go out with a band like Nebula Viscaris, which two completely different bands. I don't think those two would work together, but somehow we can kind of straddle both genres, and it seems to work.
So do you, since we're talking about tech death, are you okay with like labels or kind of people putting you in those categories, or you kind of like just be like, no, we want to be Psycroptic. We don't really want to be like a label.
I mean, it's a hard label to shake. So it's not, I don't get pissed off with it because it's definitely where we came from.
Yeah.
But these days, I don't think that's what we are. We'd still fit on a bill of some tech death bands, but we fit on other bills as well.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Listening to you guys, again, you guys kind of like stand on your own, which is kind of amazing. So I was just going through some of your lyrics. So the lyrics to "Gathering a Venomous Herd," again, which is a great song title, they seem to be
cool.
kind of a commentary on the world. Is that kind of what you guys were going for in this album, or is that the lyrical concept?
Yeah, I'd definitely say there's a lot of autonomy in terms of the lyric writing.
Mm-hmm.
The Jason's handled that, but I know Jason Pepiot, not to speak out of school or speak for him, but there's a lot of stuff over the last few years that he's gone through that he's definitely channeled into his lyrics. So there's definitely a lot of fuck the world, fuck the system, fuck, that sort of angle. Well, it's still with enough subtlety to let the listener kind of interpret it how they want.
Yeah, that's kind of, yeah, I figured that. That's kind of how I took it, but I was like, oh, let's just make sure if that's kind of what they're going towards.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I've said it, and a lot of other like fans will say that your sound is unmistakably psychroptic. Was there at any point, like during the songwriting or a song that you crossed and you said, okay, we are becoming different? Like at what point we were like, we have now stepped away?
No, I don't think so. Like,
Nope.
it's always hindsight. We never
Hmm.
know how an album's going to sound until it's all done.
Yeah.
And this one, when it was all finished, my first thought was, oh, it's a bit more of a mid-paced album,
Yep.
very catchy.
Hmm.
And that was definitely not planned. It's just kind of how it came out. Like, since Joe is an engineer and owns a studio that we work in,
Yep.
we can use the studio as a writing tool as well. We can chop things out, move things around, see how things will work.
Yeah.
So that definitely factors into the creative process.
Cool.
But when you're so involved with it, it's hard to step out of it.
That makes sense. Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're in the middle of it and it's like, I have no idea whether this is good or bad, but it's these are the ideas that we're getting out.
Yeah.
And yeah, in hindsight, listening to it, it's like, I really like it how it turned out. I think it's our best one.
Awesome, man. I can't honestly, I can't wait. After going through your stuff, I'm like, man, I can't wait for this new album. So kind of touching on the fact that you guys sound how you sound, like it's unmistakably psychroptic. You guys did a cover of Falling by the Little River Band. Okay.
The River. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I didn't know that was a cover, I would honestly be like, this is an original. So why that song? Why that band? Are they important to you? Was because it's a very different sound, and I love when metal bands cover non-metal songs, which is very
Like
cool.
a lot of people didn't know that it was a cover.
Yeah, I had no idea.
So and there was a few people like, oh, I'm not sure about the new direction. It's like, this is a cover song. Like, it's a cover. But it did work very well with the psychroptic sound. So Joe is a massive fan of just 80s rock.
Okay, yeah.
Little River Band, Journey, John Farnham.
That's awesome.
He listens to that more than he would metal, to be honest. Like, there's no way he's listening to the latest Tech Death release. That's just not.
But that's
happening.
good though. That's great.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So definitely. So that's where a lot of his sound actually comes from.
Cool.
80s progressive rock. And we decided to do the cover for the Australian. Like, it's a little bit older, so we'd had this one in the vaults. For the Australian release of As the Kingdom Drowns, we decided to put it on there, but it was only released in Australia on the CD.
I saw that.
And it was actually unlisted. It was an unlisted bonus track.
Oh.
So it was like a little Easter egg. And we just thought it would be a cool thing it was kicking around. It's like, fuck, what? We really should put that out. So we sent it to the guys from Metal Blade and we asked for their opinion. We're like, what? This is kicking around. What do you think? And they were into it. So it was a cool little stopgap in between putting out a single last year and the album coming out this year. So, it was never, I think it was too good to just let it fade away into oblivion.
It's great, man. Like when I heard it, I was like, this is cool. Very cool. And then I looked up the original. I was like, oh man, you guys made it uniquely your own sound, which is awesome. Because like when metal bands cover metal songs that's note for note, you guys didn't do that.
Yeah,
you guys were like, we're making our own. Very cool.
Totally.
Yeah. So Tasmania is really not a place that you think of extreme metal or extreme music, right?
Yeah.
So I think you and I are about the same age. So how did you get into extreme music? Like, we're about the same age. I had MTV, right? And I had Headbangers Ball. So how did you and your brother actually both get into it?
Okay, well, it started out definitely with, the big names,
Of course.
Metallica,
Yep.
Pantera, that's kind of like the little gateway.
Yep.
There was actually a radio show out here called 3 Hours of Power.
Oh,
And it was a weekly metal show on the national broadcaster.
no shit.
So that's where we got most of our new music from. So we'd listen to that, and then when we'd go to, quote unquote, the city, we'd try and find the CDs of some of the albums that were played. And sometimes it was hit and miss. Sometimes you just pick something up because you like the cover, or you saw a band.
Yeah.
You saw a band wearing the T-shirt
Yep.
of this particular album. You're like, okay, cool. So there's a lot of treasure hunting in that regard. And then you just find what you like.
Yeah.
And then someone else says, oh, have you heard this? There was one particular character in the Tasmanian metal scene who would send packets of 10 cassettes, and he would just tape. So it was probably at the tail end of tape trading.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd just tape hundreds and hundreds of songs and bands on these tapes for us. And that's where we found a lot of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's killer. Like, there's something about that I miss, because now there's no mystique. There's no I'm going to sound old, but the younger generation is missing out on that treasure hunt.
Yes,
because it was amazing finding a killer band, and you're like, you don't know anything about them, you don't know what they look like, you've only heard this one song, and I think you got to really know and appreciate the music a lot more because you'd listen to it a lot more. Because it was harder to get.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have anything else. And some of my favorite albums I didn't like at first. And then it was just the repetition of listening to it and understanding what was going on. And it's like, oh, wow, now, cool, I get it. So
yeah, because you're like,
I
spent $16 on this. I'm going to like this. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. No, I spent all my money on this.
Me too. Trust me. I got in trouble for that. So yeah. So then what got you into drumming then?
So both myself and Joe grew up in a very, very small country town. Mm-hmm. At the local school, from kindergarten to grade 10, I think there was 200 kids. So super small. Yeah. In my particular grade, there was 15, 16 kids. Grade 7, music was just mandatory part of the curriculum, which is a cool thing. I think it's great.
Yeah, me too. I agree.
And the music teacher, she just got behind the kit and played a straight 8 drum beat, straight 8 rock beat. And whoever picked it up first, she went through a few of the class. Somehow I could hold a beat, and I was just the default drummer. That's it. Cool. Okay, you play drums.
Cool.
That was it. I didn't really take it serious for the first couple of years. I only just did it in music class once a week. Probably about 13. I asked, I wanted a drum kit, asked my parents for a drum kit. And I think as part of the trade-off, I had to go and take drum lessons to, I guess, show that I was serious enough, because I guess for parents, a drum kit is a pretty big investment. They didn't want me to just grow out of it. So after, I think, 6 months of drum lessons, and I didn't quit, they bought me my first kit.
Cool.
And then I really started to go down the rabbit hole, probably about age 15 or so.
And that's when you started going kind of more death metal or heavier stuff?
Death metal probably a little bit. I was starting to get into death metal around that age as well, but couldn't play it. Had no idea, because there's no YouTube videos back then at all.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes back to that mystique and the magic. It's like, I have no idea what's going on here, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
So it was probably later, about 16, 17.
Yeah.
When myself and Joe started jamming. So, let's try playing some of these songs,
Cool. So this is, I guess, two-parter. So what's it like being in a band with your brother? And did both of you kind of come up listening to the same extreme music or the same kind of music together when you started jamming? Like, how did that kind of occur?
Mm-mm. Um, okay, so the first part, what's it like? I don't really know any different, if
Oh,
that
okay.
makes sense.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's cool. Like, we work super well together. Um, I think being brothers and being so close, there's a little bit. It takes down any sort of barriers.
Mhm.
Like, if you might be scared to critique someone because I might hurt their feelings, but there's none of that. It's like the communication is easy and simple. So I guess we get some things we get done quicker because of it. Some things take a lot longer because of it.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, no complaints. It works well.
Awesome.
In terms of coming up with our musical styles, I guess being the older brother, I probably forced some of it onto him.
Fair.
You know, uh, I do remember going and buying the Metallica tab book and just giving it to him and saying, "You got to learn these songs because we have to jam them."
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just I guess listening to the same music. Probably a few years later, our musical tastes diverged a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm definitely more into the more extreme stuff, and he's definitely more into more 80s prog rock.
Hey, well, but that's good though, because like you could
So
hear
it
it in your
works.
music. Yeah, right? It makes you guys sound different. So,
Yeah.
um, so was there at any point when Joe was writing any music where you like for this album or any of the albums where you were like, damn, I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect him to do that.
I mean, that usually happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and it slightly changes. We do continually write, so we're already coming up with ideas for the next material. So he'll actually send me like song skeletons with he'll record his skeletons along with a drum machine,
Hmm.
and he'll send me that as well as just the guitar bar itself. So I won't even listen to his drum machine. I'll just listen to just the riffs by itself and
Hmm.
see what I come up with. And then if I'm really getting stuck, I'm like, I'm not even sure what you're trying to get at here. I'll go and listen to, okay, the program stuff. So a lot of the time, I guess, because we both know each other's playing so well, I'll go and listen to the program stuff, and it's like pretty similar to some of the ideas that I'm coming up with. And sometimes I'll completely scrap something and be like, okay, that's way cooler.
Yeah.
Um, or it could be as simple as I'm not really sure what you're trying to get at with these particular accents or build ups or whatever. Let me see how you came up with it.
Mhm.
And then once the drum tracks are recorded, oftentimes he'll change the riffs. So we've got yeah. So it's
Really? Mm.
yeah, it's kind of a constantly evolving process. Definitely different from in the past. Like in the past, we'd just work everything out note perfect in the jam room and go in and record it.
Yeah.
And that's probably why some of the albums got a little bit too technical because we spent so long crafting them. You don't want to chop it apart
Yeah. It's like your children.
when you listen back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now it's like it's a lot more dynamic process. Like actually, for example, the Venomous Herd, I scrapped all my drums for that on the day of recording and kind of rewrote it in the studio
Really?
as yeah,
Wow.
it was not sitting right, and I just wasn't feeling it, and it was really frustrating. Um, and I just started from scratch in the studio. Wasn't a very pleasant studio experience
Okay.
because now you're under pressure. It's like
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
Um, but it turned out quite well in the end. So yeah, not really holding on to particular ideas of how to create a song, and that helps us stay fresh
For
and
sure.
interested.
So he's sending you stuff. Do you ever go, hey, I came up with drum beats, write music to it?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
not often.
Hmm.
There might be particular parts where I'm like, here's some cool little parts. Maybe you could get some ideas around that.
Cool.
Or even tempos. It's like, maybe this tempo would be cool to do a groove like this. Let's try that.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's definitely like there's no set rules,
Yeah.
but I guess there's rhythms and patterns we fall into that we've found the most conducive to good songwriting for us.
Cool. So I was just curious, like about talking about your drum playing. I was watching a live cam footage of you playing Frozen Gaze at the Brutal Assault in 2005.
Hmm.
Oh no, sorry, 2025. Um,
Yeah, last year.
and I noticed something about your drumming. So you do single pedal blasts, I noticed.
Yeah,
Yeah. And also there was another part where I was expecting you to do 2 feet and you just rode your 1 foot like the entire time. Is that kind of left over from your drum lessons, or you just were like, this is how I learn and this is how I'm going to stay?
No, I do whatever needs to get done. So sometimes I do single foot blasts, sometimes I do 2-foot blasts. I don't subscribe to any particular school. It's whatever is going to make me feel the most balanced at the time. So it depends on what the section is, what the part is. Sometimes I'll flip it up. Sometimes I'll be uncomfortable and be like, I'm not feeling like the balance is right, or I'm sitting too high, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
I might change it from 2 foot to 1 foot.
Cool.
You spend so much time working on technique, and that should be used to give you the freedom to actually just play the songs.
Like on the fly,
So I
you can
don't.
change, right?
Yeah.
Right on.
If need be, within reason. Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, just
Cool.
yeah. Try to. You've done all the work at home, so
Yes. So
just
another thing,
relax and let it.
let's let it happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing, are I kind of noticed your sticks look bigger. Do you have the heavier drumsticks, like almost like the marching band sticks?
Not quite. So they're quite big sticks.
Because I noticed,
They're
because like usually faster drummers have lighter sticks. On yours, I'm like, well, those look like big sticks.
so they're 2Bs. So they're, for drummers out there, they're quite big.
Yeah.
Over the years, I actually found the lighter sticks you have to work more.
Oh yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time getting used to the bigger sticks for sure. It's like, wow. But once you've got the momentum, it's just doing a lot of the work for you.
Cool. Because
so definitely hit harder, play faster, play more controlled. But it was a slow progression.
yeah. Okay. I know. Yeah, it was weird. I was like, because I watched drum guys all the time, and I was like, man, those are big freaking sticks. So
Yeah.
you're often praised for your precision and consistency, right? So after all these years, is there anything that kind of still makes you nervous or scared when you get behind that kit, being like, I'm a little antsy about this?
Every single gig?
Every single gig.
Like
Okay.
I still get ridiculously nervous before every single gig. I think I'd be worried if I didn't, because
Yeah.
that means I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think it would dissipate after doing thousands of gigs, but nah, it's still there.
No.
It's still there.
Cool. So is there any song in your set list that you kind of dread playing, or is there any song that you like in your whole discography you were like, whoo, this is going to be a hard one?
I mean, Observant's always a tough one.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's just so fast. And I recorded it when I was 27.
Yeah.
And now I'm 46, so sometimes it can be a little bit tough.
Yep.
There's a particularly challenging song called Render Sunder from Divine Council.
Oh yeah.
It's not overly fast, but it just doesn't stop. It's just like It just burns. But yeah, each song's got its own challenges, its own unique set of challenges in there.
For sure.
But those two stand out.
Those
It's
two?
like, oof, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you recently signed to Metal Blade. That's kind of a pretty big deal for you. Has it allowed you to have like more freedom and more exposure in the band?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're such a legendary label.
Oh yeah.
And the legacy behind them is, phenomenal. So
Yeah.
obviously, it comes with, it feels like a bit of responsibility
Hmm.
from our side as well. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, we're going to step up and do the best album we've ever done.
Yeah.
Which, we're trying to create the best music at all times,
Yeah.
but it was like this, maybe ramped it up a little bit more. So yeah, it's definitely an honor to be on such a legendary label.
Yeah, I agree. When I saw that, I was like, good for you guys. Like, that's awesome. How did that come about too? Like, did you reach out to them? Did they come to you guys or?
So we'd known Ryan for quite a long time. Ryan used to be in Black Dahlia Murder.
Mhm.
We toured quite a lot. So we'd see him around the traps. He works at Metal Blade. He's an A&O guy. And he just one day said, just reach out at some point. And then we were out of contract. So I hit him up and here's some new music.
Cool.
They heard it and yeah,
That's awesome.
offered us a deal. Too good to refuse.
Honestly, man, I that's great for you guys. When I saw that, I was like, man, that's awesome. You guys have really been going at it, and I was like, that's amazing. I hope you guys blow up. Honestly,
Yeah.
um,
Thanks.
you guys deserve it, man. So the production is again handled in house by Crawl Space Productions. How important how important is the creative independence for Psycroptic today?
I guess we've always been pretty DIY, for better or worse.
Yeah.
We like to just do a thing and then it's like hand it over. I guess we don't know how to work any other way. That's just how we do things. Like we just rather here's the complete finished product. There you go.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it, kind of thing.
Cool.
So with that independence comes a certain amount of freedom as well. So we're fortunate enough that Joe owns the studio.
Yeah.
He's a great engineer. He's turning into a great producer as well. So just it's pretty symbiotic. It works very well.
Great.
Hopefully that answers your question in a roundabout way.
Yeah, you did, and you actually answered my next question too. So we can move on with that. Yeah, so that was good. You've been touring for decades now. Is there any moment when you realized that Psycroptic went from being an Australian band to a worldwide, like global band?
No real distinct moment, but maybe as soon as you start playing the European festivals,
Okay,
that kind of changes.
because they're big crowds, I assume. Like they're huge.
Yeah, they're just everything about them is big. Big crowds, big production. It's just okay. You got to be on your A game. It's like, well, we don't even know what A game is, and so that it definitely changes your perspective a little bit. But we never take any of this sort of stuff for granted. It's
That's
just
awesome.
it's still so absurd for us that we get to travel around the world and play music to people.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's something I wanted to do when I was younger, but just didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's definitely not lost on us.
Great. With that, so you talking about the European Fest, like what's the biggest crowd you guys play to?
Probably a crowd in Indonesia, to
Really?
be honest. Indonesia, if people are unaware, they should really go down a YouTube rabbit hole of this. Death metal, extreme metal is so big and popular in Indonesia. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So big. Yeah.
Cool.
I think the crowd was maybe 25, 30,000 people.
Holy crap, really? Wow.
Yeah. Wild. So they just love extreme music over there.
Wow,
It's
that's awesome.
it's killer. It's amazing.
Wow. So, all right. So maybe you answered my next question. Like what country or city completely like exceeded your expectations when you showed up?
I mean, that definitely blew us away because we heard about it.
Yeah.
But you always think people are exaggerating.
Yeah.
And so no, there's a few thousand people here for a death metal show.
That's
They
cool, man.
weren't they weren't they weren't lying. Um, but yeah, just anytime you go to a new country and you're able to play, it's like you got to pinch yourself. So, am I really doing a show in Iceland? That's pretty wild.
Cool.
Am I really in like Colombia?
Yeah.
So that part of the I guess that's definitely one of the perks is the
For
travel.
sure.
We get to travel and go to these ridiculous places we'd never ever thought possible.
And in a death metal band too, right? Of all things, or
Yeah.
like an extreme music band. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think
It's
about that.
absurd.
Yeah.
It's really absurd.
So I'm gonna ruin these guys' last names. So you have both Jason Pep
Pepiat?
Pepiet and Jason
Yep.
Kaiser.
Kaiser. Yeah, Kaiser.
Doing the vocals. So they're both uniquely different. So how did that idea come about, and how did you hook up with Kaiser? Because like he was in Origin and he's in American. You guys are all the way
Yeah.
over in Australia. And just to kind of throw one
Yeah.
more thing is, how does that affect the writing process at all?
Okay. So firstly, over the years, life gets in the way of life, and sometimes you can't do a tour for
Yeah.
whatever reason. So Kaiser had filled in for Peppo, as we call him,
Okay.
a number of times, like in North America and Europe.
That's actually I saw him open. He was your singer when I saw you guys. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. And it's different, but it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think around just in the Divine Council creative stages, it's like, why don't we just get both on there? And we're always about evolving the band and the sound.
Yeah.
So we're like, let's just see if it works, and it works really, really well. So it's like, well, let's just continue that.
Cool.
It's definitely unorthodox. Like a lot of people are like, what's going on there? But I guess that comes back to the whole DIY aspect. It's like, it's our band. We'll do whatever we want.
Yeah. Exactly.
And if the creative output and the songs are, opening up, going into different areas, and the songs are benefiting it, cool.
For sure. Yeah. They sound great on that album too. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the interplay between both of them works very well, and just like a different phrasing style as well.
Yep.
And
it's very cool.
Yeah.
So you guys are now kind of an international band in the sense that like what 2 or 3 of you are in Australia, and then your bass player is in the States along with Jason.
Yeah.
So how does that work with recording and practicing for tours? Like how do you guys do that? Do they fly over? You fly?
So we usually don't practice too much for tours, to be honest, because we're all on in-ears. It's like, just do your homework.
Yeah.
Like everyone can, I live in a different city to Peppo and Joe, so even us in Australia, we don't usually rehearse. We might do 1 or 2 rehearsals before a tour, but that's about it.
Okay.
But it's, you're just expected to turn up and have worked on the songs. I might practice every day for a month doing the set before I even go to the rehearsal. So that's kind of the expectation. So rehearsal's not really a problem. The creative process, I mean, you just send files backwards and forwards. So that's not really a thing. I think it's actually more productive. I haven't actually lived in the same city for maybe 20 years.
Oh,
As the
really?
other guys.
That long? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. To get there, I have to fly there.
Oh, it's that far. Oh,
So
crap.
I live in Melbourne.
Yep.
I grew up in Tasmania, but moved over here 15, 20 years ago. So to rehearse, I've got to go take a flight.
Wow. Crazy.
But I think it actually made us more creative because you've got these constraints. So you have to work hard.
Yeah.
And make it all count. So just a lot of sending files backwards and forwards. And then we get to definitely get together when we're in the actual studio. But
Okay.
yeah, for the last couple of albums, because I've got a young family, days away are very, very challenging to get.
Of course.
So we actually track drums over here in Melbourne in a studio that Joe works out of. So he'll come over, stay at my house, and we'll just treat it like a 9-to-5 job, just recording. And then he'll take it all back and work on it in his studio.
Cool. I was curious about how you guys did that. Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the logistical challenges have always been there since we started.
Yeah.
Because we're on an island.
Yeah.
Away from everything.
Yes.
So we kind of got very good at just working with what we need to get things done.
Right on. That's awesome. So what I was curious as to is how do you decide like which Jason is going to do which tour? Because I was trying to find videos if they're both ever on the stage at the same time, and it almost seems like Kaiser does almost more kind of North American, and Peppo, did you call him?
Yeah,
Peppo seems to
yeah.
do the other side of the globe. How do you decide that? And are there any plans to maybe put them together at the same time?
I'm not sure. I'd never say never. Thus far, it's just kind of naturally worked out. It's been, for whatever reason, Peppo might not have been able to do certain tours, so Kaiser did them, and vice versa. And it's never been a choice of having to actually pick one or the other. Maybe in the future, because Kaiser's still very busy with Origin as well.
Yeah.
We'd never take him away from that, of course, so far it hasn't been an issue. But we'll just work around whatever comes up. I'm not sure if we'd ever do we've done here and there. We've done songs, both of them live.
Yep.
I'm not sure about a full tour. Not at this stage, but
yeah,
never say never.
Yeah, I mean, you have both. They're both very good frontmen. I've seen Kaiser in front multiple bands, and then I was watching videos of Peppo, and I was like, man, you guys have really good frontmen. So I think you guys make good choices.
And they're both very unique and they've got their own thing.
Yeah, they're very unique. Yeah.
So I mean, the crowd is, whoever's coming to the show is getting a good show regardless.
Yeah, it's great. So just a couple questions about AI. I'm just curious, like, how do you view that? Do you view it as a threat, a tool, or some kind of technologies that musicians are going to just have to adapt to?
I think whatever the case, it's inevitable that it's going to seep into our daily life.
Yeah.
But I also think there's something about creativity that's innately human. Like we seem to be able to just pick what's AI and what's not without noticing, if that makes sense. Like you look at something, it's like, that doesn't feel right. Or you listen to something, it's like, that doesn't quite feel right. And I think it's the imperfection in creativity and art and whatever pursuit. The imperfection actually makes it perfect. But AI doesn't. AI is just perfect. So for whatever reason, I think there's always going to be a need and a want for human created versus AI. So why do we still like handcrafted furniture
Yeah.
and home baked meals and things like that?
Yeah.
It's like it's that human connection. So um, I don't think it's going to take over the music industry in terms of the creativity, because the true fans are going to seek out what feels right.
Yeah. I agree with pretty much everything you said, and especially that last part. I kind of feel that, especially bands that are like not Taylor Swift's and not those huge bands, those fans that are into the smaller bands are going to want to see them and want that,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
We like that,
Yeah,
right? And like every metalhead's like,
yeah,
I want to see the band. Yeah.
yeah. The connection.
Yes,
Yeah, for
exactly.
sure, for sure. So I think that's going to remain.
Yeah.
Sure, it'll be. AI will. I don't know how it will change things
Yeah.
in future. Who knows? No one does.
Yeah.
No one does.
Exactly.
It might. But the human connection and the just the organic nature of it, I think that's what we crave.
Yeah. I agree with that. Um, what is a kind of like a big misconception about technical death metal bands or more the extreme bands? What do you kind of gather this one?
Uh, well, I guess I'll counter this with something maybe controversial. I don't view Psycroptic as a tech death band
Okay.
these days. These days, anyway.
Yeah.
Like definitely early on, like Symbols of Failure that's a tech death album.
Yeah.
That's wildly technical in both song structures and riffs and like everything about it. These days, our song structures are more traditional, but we have challenging and complicated riffs to play because that's just Joe's style.
Mm.
So we're not making things technical for technicality's sake. We just this is the music that comes out. So I'd say we're closer to a thrash band these days, with AC/DC song structures and blast beats. I've always viewed as well the last couple of albums. It's almost like with Pantera with blast beats.
Fair. Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that shift, man. And it's great. Yeah. I was like instantly, I was like,
Yeah,
man, like you guys took off. So
yeah, and it's just what we I guess resonate to, and we enjoyed more playing
yeah.
and enjoyed playing it live more.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that would be the counter. It's like the misconception is we're a tech death band. It's like, probably not. Nothing that I don't have anything against technical death
Yeah.
metal at all. That's where we came from. But
Yeah. To
we've kind
touch on
of
what you
moved
said
off into
earlier,
other.
I think you kind of drifted away and you can play with so many more bands now, right? Because your
Yeah,
sound
yeah,
is like
yeah.
that. And it's great. Like you're definitely on that side, but you have you found that like more people are opening up to your newer stuff, kind of like is the crowd reacting a lot more to the newer songs with the different song structures?
I think so. Just like the newer fans, I guess, because
Yeah.
they're the songs that they know.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of people are just hearing us now, which is great as well.
Yeah.
You've got the old school fans who want to hear stuff off, Scepter of the
Yeah.
Ancients. That's cool, but that's like 22 years ago,
Yeah.
whatever. Um, there's those fans, and then there's younger fans who are like, "Oh, I just heard you last month," and that contrast is super cool.
Yeah. It is cool to see that. So that's the end of my series questions. So we're just going to do a couple fun ones for the end. No
Sure.
overthinking. Just give us the answers like right off the bat. So if you can tour with any band or artist, regardless of genre, who and why?
Mm, we've kind of already done it. Like I've toured with my favorite bands, which is amazing. Touring with Dying Fetus is killer. Touring with Suffocation, killer. Touring with Arc Spy anytime, anywhere is the best because they're the best dudes.
Yeah.
Um, so just give us that package and we'll just keep
I
doing
mean,
that.
that would be a fucking cool tour. The four of you going. Holy shit. That would be
Oh,
a
yeah.
monstrous
Yeah.
tour. That'd be amazing.
So, yeah. That would be the cop-out answer.
Cool. That's fair. If someone's never heard Psycroptic before, what songs or album would you say this is the one you listen to?
I'd say this one, The Pulse of Annihilation.
Cool.
It's kind of like a culmination of everything. It's like, this is what we're trying to do now, so check it out.
Cool. What would you say is the most like underrated like death metal band?
Ooh, putting me on the spot. Most underrated. Angel Corpse.
Really? Wow, that I was not expecting that. Wow, that
Yeah.
they haven't been doing anything.
Angel Corpse. Yeah, the Inexorable is like my all-time favorite death metal album.
Wow, that's
it's the best.
I mean, that's a good choice, man. Honestly, that's a good one. Yeah, wasn't expecting that. What is one album that you think every metal fan should listen to again, regardless of genre?
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Angel Corpse, the Inexorable.
Okay, fair enough. And the last,
and I guess close second is Immortal Battles in the North.
Oh, is that the white cover album?
That's the
that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Everything's just hanging on. It's like a shopping cart falling down a hill. It's the best. It's amazing.
It feels like it's about to go off the rails. Yeah. That's a good one.
It's great.
Last one. So, what is your Mount Rushmore of death metal songs? The ones that you go, you want to give me 3, 4, 5 that you go, these are the perfect songs you need to hear.
Yeah, Suffocation, Funeral, Inception.
Oh, yes.
Angel Corpse, Storm Gods Unbound.
Okay.
Morbid Angel, Dawn of the Angry.
Oh, man. Those are all great choices, man. Those are all so good.
Yeah, so they'd be the top 3.
Right, man. Those are great choices. Funeral, Inception. I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs, man.
Yeah.
It's so good. That's all I got for you.
Awesome.
Thanks, mate. Congratulations on the Pulse of Annihilation, man. I'm really looking forward to hearing it. I'm stoked to see what's coming out.
Awesome.
Can't wait for everybody to get their hands on it, man. I think it's going to be huge, especially now you guys are signed to Metal Blade. I think that's going to be amazing. And with that, so I can say thank you all for watching. Don't forget to support Psycroptic with merch, stream them, buy CDs, go out and support them, check them out. They're going to be huge. And I guess that's it. Like, see you next time. Stay heavy. So,
thank you so much.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. It was great. Great interview.